30 cards, each one a window into a world where trainers and Pokémon live side by side, not in battle, but in moments of quiet connection. For collectors, this was something magical, a surprise that transformed the act of opening a pack into an act of discovery. This is the story of the Brilliant Stars Trainer Gallery, a turning point in Pokémon's art history. Brilliant Stars released in February 2022, marking the 9th expansion of the Sword and Shield era. It was the first English set to introduce V-Star Pokémon, a new mechanic built around limited but devastating abilities, powerful enough to change the course of a match. Pokémon like Arceus, Charizard, Shaman, and Whimsicott took center stage on the packaging, shimmering in their celestial forms. But while V-Star mechanics made headlines among players, the true cultural impact of Brilliant Stars came from something hidden, something unannounced. Inside select packs replacing the reverse holo slot were special cards labeled TG1 through TG30. Collectors began finding them before official confirmation even dropped, flooding social media with reactions. Some called them character rares, others art cards. But the name that stuck was the Trainer Gallery. To understand the Trainer Gallery, we have to go back to Japan, to a set called VMAX Climax, released in late 2021. It was the first modern set to combine trainers and Pokémon in full art illustrations that told small stories. These cards echoed something from the past. The Pokémon VS and Gym Leader cards of the late 90s, where each trainer commanded their Pokémon in unison. But while those early cards were simple, these new ones were full works of art. They were designed not as tools for play, but as tiny narrative paintings. Intimate, expressive, and filled with detail. When VMAX Climax's success exploded, the Pokémon Company International made the rare decision to include the entire Character Rare subset in the next English set. That's how Brilliant Stars became the first Western release to contain an entire trainer gallery. What made these cards different wasn't their rarity, it was their storytelling. Each one captured a relationship, a bond between a trainer and their Pokémon. Some showed mentorship, like Houndoom and its trainer. Others showed friendship, like Bill and his lively Eevee. A few were almost meditative, like Mimikyu and Acerola, painted in soft light and shadow. Many of these cards didn't shout for attention, they whispered. And that's what made them powerful. The Trainer Gallery signaled a shift in how Pokémon art was viewed. For decades, the artwork of the TCG had lived within a frame. Functional, illustrative, focused on showing a Pokémon clearly for gameplay readability. But over time, artists began pushing those boundaries. Alternate arts, full arts, and special promos had already opened the door for experimentation. The Trainer Gallery took that freedom further. It blurred the line between illustration and portraiture. Look at how these compositions use light, depth, and gesture. A trainer might be in the background, their Pokémon in the foreground, but both are part of the same story. It's no longer about the creature alone, it's about their world, their connection, their atmosphere. For many collectors, it was the first time a Pokémon card truly felt like art. Over 24 illustrators contributed to the Brilliant Stars Trainer Gallery. Among them were names that would soon become legends. Akira Agawa, whose painterly brushwork gives energy and texture to every scene, from Mew's playfulness to Duraludon's towering architecture. Naoki Saito, beloved for his expressive storybook style. Taira Akitsu, known for delicate color transitions and motion. And Seino Misaki, who began illustrating for the TCG with this very set, with her first Pokémon card being Mimikyu V. What united these artists wasn't just skill, and it was empathy. Each card feels like it was drawn by someone who understands what it means to care for something, not just to capture it. In practical terms, Trainer Gallery cards replaced the reverse holo slot. That meant you could pull both a Trainer Gallery card and a rare or V-Star from the same booster. A double hit dream for collectors. The odds were roughly one gallery card in every 8 to 10 packs, depending on the batch. Enough to feel special, but not impossible to find. And because they were numbered separately, TG1 through TG30, many collectors began building custom binders just for them, treating them like a miniature art exhibit. There was even an unofficial order to how people displayed them, grouped by theme, color, or trainer. The result was stunning. Open a full binder of Brilliant Stars Trainer Gallery cards, and it feels less like a trading card set, and more like an illustrated anthology. The Pokémon featured in Brilliant Stars Trainer Gallery came from across regions and generations. Evolutions, Kanto Classics, Sinnoh Favorites, all gathered in one space. This gave the gallery a nostalgic power. You could see Red's legacy through Blue and his Jolteon, feel echoes of Hoenn through Zekrom and N, and trace the emotional tone of Galar through Gloria, Rose, and Milo. Every generation was represented, not just through the Pokémon themselves, but through the trainers who defined them. It was, in a sense, a miniature museum of the Pokémon world itself. The success of the Trainer Gallery concept encouraged Pokémon to keep experimenting. Astral Radiance followed with 30 more cards. Lost Origin and Silver Tempest added their own, each expanding the emotional range of the idea. By the time we reached Crown Zenith, the concept had evolved into something even larger. The Galarian Gallery, featuring interconnected scenes that formed complete panoramas. It was a direct artistic descendant of Brilliant Stars. But Brilliant Stars will always be remembered as the beginning of that movement. Collectors loved the Trainer Gallery instantly. Even players who normally focused only on gameplay started appreciating the artwork more deeply. Pull videos went viral. Artists were credited, celebrated, shared, and suddenly the boundaries between collector and player began to fade. For the first time, art wasn't just decoration, it was the experience. Pokémon had always been about friendship and connection. The Trainer Gallery reminded us why that message endures. Because it's something everyone can feel. Today, Brilliant Stars stands as a milestone in TCG history. It taught the community that art could drive a set's appeal. Not just rarity, not just meta relevance, but visual storytelling. In the years since, we've seen that philosophy expand through the illustration rares of Scarlet and Violet and the narrative artwork of special promos. But no matter how far Pokémon art evolves, every gallery begins here. 30 cards, 30 windows into the heart of the Pokémon world. They weren't the rarest or the strongest, but they were something far greater. They showed us what this game could be. Not just a battle, but a bond. This was Brilliant Stars, the first true art gallery of the Pokémon TCG. So, which card is your favorite? Do you have the whole gallery?